everyone, it's Shams at Maskscara, and today we are breaking it down with the Lavender Foil Gel. I'm going to be taking you through how to do foil with Maskscara Foil Gel. Now I know, I can hear you all in the background saying, Shams, my designs just don't pull off like they're supposed to. But this is why I have done this video for you. It's been a very highly requested video, and in this video I am going to try my best to show you exactly how to use the foil gel and also explain all the different elements that go along with doing foil nails. So we're going to be doing a full design foil, and I'm also going to be showing you how to do the designs that have transparent backings, and I hope that the tips and the tricks that I share with you is going to help you on your foil journey. So before we start, let me just say, sometimes we are striving for that very perfect, flawless finish when it comes to foiling, and sometimes that just doesn't happen. I've had moments where foil just hasn't pulled off its backing, and it can be a little bit frustrating when you find yourself in those situations. But there are ways that you can fix it, and there are ways that you can disguise imperfections. If you are dealing with a customer who is not wanting to have any sort of imperfection on their nail, then I would always suggest looking at the option of the full cover transfers, because those will just pull off the backing, apply to the nail, and it's just going to be flawless on every occasion. Whereas with foil, though, you will get a good finish, and if there is an imperfection, we can fix it. But there's a lot more that we can do with foils in terms of we can encapsulate it under gels, under acrylics. You can get like really crazy with foil. So I do love working with foils. I love it actually more than I would love a transfer. I know, I said that out loud. I love transfers as well, everybody, but I do love the foils. There's just so much options available, and like I say, it appeals to me because I love just taking things to that extra limit. So enjoy, everybody. I'm going to take it step by step, and I really do hope that this improves and gives you way more insight into how to do foil applications with the Maskscara Foil Gel. So let's get to it, everybody. So when it comes to the Lavender Foil Gel, this is not an ordinary gel polish. It's not a base coat, it's not a top coat. It's an adhesive sticky gel created for you to get the perfect surface so that you can get adhesion of foil, so that you can pull the design off that foil backing. Now, what is crucial is that you use the correct lamp. If you are not using the correct lamp specified by the manufacturer, what happens is there's no way that you can guarantee results, because lamps are the most vitally important part of equipment when it comes to gel polishes. Yes, you heard me correct. When it comes to Gel 101, you've got to use the lamp that is specified by the manufacturer in order for you to achieve the best results, and most importantly, so that you get proper curing and you don't end up with allergic reactions because of overexposure to uncured product. So that's the main goal. Always use the correct lamp. So I'm using my Maskscara 80-watt curing lamp to do my applications, and this gel is going to give me that super sticky surface so that I can pull my design off my foil. Now just remember, if this is too thick, you're going to get way too much dispersion layer, which is that sticky surface layer, and it's not going to give me any adhesive property because it's going to be too wet. And if it is too thin, I'm going to have a situation where I'm going to have over curing in places, and my design may not pull off like it should. So I might get little pieces that don't release off the backing. So the difficulty is, it's all about the in-between. So I'm going to do my best to just show you how I do that paint application on the nail. So it's going to cure for 60 seconds in my lamp, and once cured, I apply my design, and then you can pull off, and you should have the design on the nail. So there's lots of sort of tales out there about wait for the gel to cool off, wait for the gel to heat up. There's lots of stories, but I guess it's all in the striving to get the best result out of foil applications. So without further ado, let's get cracking, and I'm going to be showing you how I do my application on 3 nail pop sticks today. So let's get cracking here. I have 2 sticks, both of them painted with Malibu, and then I've got this blue lavender called I Like You. So pretty, I love this color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a foil design in the newspaper foil print on the white nail, and then I'm also going to be doing a design that has the clear or the transparent little bits in between also on the white nail, so that's just so that you can see the design as I pull it off. And then the reason why I have this color is because I've decided that I'm gonna do some of the galaxy foil for you, and I'm kind of gonna like match it up to this one. And I don't know if you can see that I have like a similar color. Let me just move those 2 out of the way. It's a similar background color to this foil. So this is something that I do with a lot of my foils. If I look at the foil, I'll like sort of pick out the most dominant base color and try to match it up with one of my gel polishes, and it gives me a pretty awesome result, because if there is any imperfections, some of my base color shows through and you don't even notice that there's little maybe imperfections in between. So this is why I've actually matched my base color to this gel. So that's one tip that I can leave with you, and believe you me, it's a good tip. It really helps. So we're gonna do this foil design onto this nail. Now, when it comes to white, I want you to know that when you do foil gel over white, you might get slight discoloration, and this is only because of the foil gel being an adhesive type gel and not like a gel polish as you would usually know it to be. And that is one thing that a lot of gel polish manufacturers that do foil gels have a little bit of a issue with. But we're getting there. So formulations are always being tested, formulations are always changing, and pretty soon I'm sure we're going to have a foil gel that's going to give you a super clear finish that won't slightly tint in the curing process, because that's where that chemical reaction takes place. But in any case, it's very, very slight, it's not that noticeable, and a lot of the time your full cover foil is going to cover the design anyway, well, cover the nail, so you won't even notice any discoloration in between. Another option that you can do is you can apply the foil gel to the areas where you need it. So meaning, if you were applying, like let's say you were doing little butterflies, you could apply just where your butterflies are going to be, and then you can cut your butterflies out and stick them on your foil gel and pull them off. So that's one way. But yeah, to me it's like a little bit of effort, and you know me, I like to just do things without too much effort. Like, you know, let's work easier. So let's get cracking, and we're going to start off with our full cover newspaper design. Right, so here is my newspaper design. I'm just going to, it's so hard. Sometimes I want to like cut it off in the middle because I'm looking for a piece that I like, but I don't know what I like. So, I know, I'm like, let's cut off this end. So that's my foil, and the back is usually like a solid, so that you know that that's obviously the part that's going to attach to the nail. Now, the first thing that we want to do is I've painted that nail with white gel polish, and I'm going to be using my cleanser. And what I want to do is I want to clean my sticky layer. So let's just swipe our nail to make sure we get all the residue away from that white layer. So first, clean off your gel polish layer, that's your color layer, to remove any sticky residue. Right everybody, so here we go. So this is my foil gel and I'm going to paint on my first layer. So it's pretty much like painting a base coat. I'm not going to go all the way into that curve in the top. Natural nail doesn't have that much of a dramatic curve, but I do know some people love to build that exaggerated apex, so you could have that curve there. So we're going to take it as high as we can. So you want to paint a fairly, let's call it moderate layer, so not too thick and not too thin. And check your work to see that you've covered the whole area, that you don't have any spaces that you've missed. So your brush goes down the sides, around the free edge on the front, and obviously you want to try and get your cuticle area as neat as possible, because if you do have an uneven cuticle, it's going to pull off to where the gel is applied. Okay, so but you can clean up with acetone, so it will remove some of the design and you can clean up that cuticle area. But once you've got that very neat application, and what I do is before I cure, I just let it sit. I won't say sit, but just let it sit on the nail for like 10 seconds. Because all it does is it just allows the gel to self-level, so you don't have any brush strokes cured into the actual foil gel. So just let it self-level for a few seconds, and then you're going to cure for 60 seconds. So we're going to cure this one in our lamp for 60 seconds. Right, so out of my lamp comes my cured nail, and as you can see, there's not much discoloration happening. So yeah, it goes slightly off, but yeah, nothing to really get your tail in a knot about. So I'm going to apply my design onto the nail and I'm going to smooth it down. So what you need to do is you are going to rub this really well. So I'm rubbing on my nail, pulling it down the sides, really helping that design release off its backing. So taking it onto the top where that curve is that I spoke about, and really just give it a good rub, guys. That's the goal. And you can actually see on the sides, I don't know if you can see that. When you start seeing that happening, then you know the design is releasing. And I'm just taking my finger over the top just to make sure that I've released it properly. Rubbing it all the way through. And it is good to wear gloves when you're doing this so that you don't get any residue onto your skin. And now we can pull our foil away. And that, I'm just rubbing down the little rough edges. And that's a pretty awesome design pulled off in one easy bash. So there we have our first foil down, and I'm going to give you a little tip. What you can do is you can take a little protein bond and you can apply it just on the edges, so not over the whole design, guys, only on the edges. So just on the edges of your design. So if it was a square nail, you'd go across the free edge and just get that edge nice and neat. And that is going to help you not get any separation. So you won't have any top coat that sort of lifts with the foil. So that's one way, but you can also apply 2 coats of top coat over this. But I like doing the protein bond because protein bond is a real magical product. Besides it being a non-acid primer, there's so many things that you can do, especially with nail art, where it seals and forms bonds between layers so that things don't move out of place or separate. So just remember, you can put a little bit on the edge, seal with 2 coats of top coat, and then we're good to go. So that's our full cover foil done and dusted. So let's move on to the next one. Right, so when it comes to designs that are on transparent backings, I guess the number one fear is do I have my foil the right way around? And believe me, I've had many occasions where I've been rubbing like a mad person and then my foil was upside down. So you're not alone. All the things that you do, I do as well. So one way that you can tell is that when you turn your foil, the design will always be the side that is dull. So you'll see the design is kind of dull on the backing. So that's the part that adheres to the nail. The shiny side on the top is where there is no design printed. So if you're going to put it on that way, nothing's going to pull off because your design's actually printed on the back. So just check your foil closely. You'll see the design looks pretty dull, and the dull side is what adheres to the nail. So let's do our next foil application. Right, so once again, remember, remove the sticky residue on the color so that you get a good surface for your gel, your foil gel to cure to. And we are going to apply our foil gel to the nail. So not too thick, not too thin. Sort of that in-between layer. So if I'm holding my brush, you can see it's almost like a little drop forming on the end of the bristles. That's kind of what I want. And I'm going to spread that over my nail using a nice light brush stroke and just going over the whole nail. So smooth it out. Remember, we're not painting top coat to seal. We're painting foil gel. So it doesn't matter how many brush strokes you do here. It's just about making sure that you've got the whole surface area covered. And then remember, give it like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds. Just so that it gives you that self level and that you don't get any unevenness when you cure it. So we're going to put it in our lamp for 60 seconds. Right, so here we go everyone. We're going to apply our foil, and again, it's me not knowing which part of the design I like more, but I am going for those stars on the end there because I really like that one in the middle. So I'm going to apply my foil to the nail, and we are going to, once again, make sure that you rub down really well. So you can see how I'm using the pressure and using my nail to actually just rub over the design areas. So we keep rubbing and I keep pushing down with pressure. And always remember that little tip that I've given you about checking the sides, where you can pull away and you can actually see if your design's pulled away on the sides of the nail. So we're going to keep rubbing this one. Right, so after giving it a good rub down, we're going to pull away and let's hope for the best, guys. There we go. So with this one, you can see I've lost a little bit of detail on my heart there. So now what can we do to fix that little area up? So here's what we'll do. We're going to apply a little bit of foil gel just to that area, and we are going to cure for 60 seconds again. Right, so here we go everybody. We're going to fix up our little floor, and I've put some foil gel on that corner, and I'm going to put a little heart over my heart that lost some of the detail. And I'm just going to give it a good rub down, because we couldn't have that little heart. Such a broken little heart on the corner. So good rub down, and there we go. I'm happy with that. This is good enough for a top coat, and that's how you can fix up little spaces that are missing in between. So if you do get little designs where things disappear, like I told you, you can go back and you can fix it by just adding foil gel to the spots and refoiling those areas to fix up any imperfections. Right, so let's move on to our next nail. Right everybody, so we're using that lavender foil out of the Galaxy kit. So it's a very soft pastel design. I have already painted my foil gel onto my swatch, and I've cut a piece of the foil gel off, which we're going to use. So just like I've painted on the previous nails, sort of that in-between layer, cured for 60 seconds, and we are now going to apply our foil onto the nail. And I guess with these, it's kind of like the design's there, so just apply it. So we're going to place it down, onto our nail and we're going to rub through. And this full cover design actually just removes so beautifully. As you can see, I'm rubbing down, giving it the pressure that it needs, making sure to sort of like pull it down on that side wall so that you get a good pull off on the sides and no missing spaces. Remember, I've got that matching, almost matching color or similar color to the design as my base. And once we're happy with that, we're going to remove our foil. And look how amazing that looks. So yeah, the full foils they tend to pull off quite easy, so I really love working with those foils. And as you can see, because of that matching color underneath, you can't notice any little spots that have got missing pieces. So yeah, I love working with these. This is like my go-to technique when it comes to working with full foils. I always find a color that matches. It just makes life so easy. And I'm ready to seal this with my top coat. And remember, protein bond on the edges to avoid any lifting. So there we go, everybody. And let me just tell you, I enjoy doing this video for everybody. I guess it's because I know everybody needs the help with foil, and I hope it does change your mind about foiling. What I actually did was I painted these two with our Maskscara Velvet Matte Top Coat because I think it just gives it edge. It just makes the whole look so different. And this we've painted with the shiny carbon top coat. But oh my word, I love the matte finish, especially on this Galaxy foil. Looks super awesome. So I do hope that this has helped you with your foiling journey. I hope to see many of you buying way more foils and practicing with your foils. So remember, keep your layers in between, rub down really hard, and be patient with yourself, because everything is a learning process. But once you have the techniques, they are your techniques for life. So enjoy your foiling, guys, and make sure to tag us in all your stunning nail art pictures. We love seeing all the amazing things that you get up to with your fabulous mascara products. Have fun, guys, and see you in our next video.